Today we are going to work on getting to the level 3.0 on target 1. Now you have built a really good foundation up to this point, so this is going to be a pretty short and sweet video. I will work several examples and there will be plenty to practice. So our goal is to be able to take a value for x, place it into the expression, and then evaluate or solve the problem. Now, my numbers are different than yours, so I need you to be careful. I would first just watch what I do, okay? And then take it from there. How do we evaluate or solve an algebraic expression? So remember, these two words kind of go hand in hand to let you know what's going on. In order to evaluate an expression, it means to determine the value of the expression for a given value of each variable. Remember, those variables are letters that are going to represent a number, and they're going to give you a number to put in place. So then you can, that's where the substitute comes in, and then you're going to determine the value of the expression. Over here, we have our PEMDAS reminder. So let's try A. 2x minus 4. Now I'm going to kind of walk through this and remind you what's happening between the 2 and the letter x. Multiplication. Mine says to use 3.5 instead of x. So instead of the x, I'm going to substitute or replace it with 3.5. You have 3 times your x, and your x is 1.5. So pay attention, your numbers are different. I'm going to go ahead and do my multiplication because according to my PEMDAS, multiplication comes before subtraction. And that's the two operations that I have in here. Okay, so 3.5 times 2. I'm doing this problem right here. I'm doing this problem right here. We can't really use a calculator on this, is why I'm doing it longhand. 5 times 2 is 10. 2 times 3 is 6. Plus 1 is 7. Bring the decimal. There's one number behind it, so I'm going to put it there. So I know it's going to be 7, and then I can subtract. Take away 4, and so the answer is going to be 3. Okay. Now, this one, to me, is easier. You have 11 minus s, and s is going to be 2.5. I have 31 minus s, and my s is going to be 2.5. So that's the same as yours. Our s's are the same, but our numbers are different. I'm going to do this subtraction longhand because remember, we need to get used to doing this longhand. And this is a review of things that we've already learned. We learned how to subtract decimals. I'm going to borrow. 10 minus 5 is 5. Bring the decimal straight down. Borrow again. That's going to be 28.5. You try yours. Okay. And let's see. Just so you can check yourself, I'm going to tell you that the first one, if you do it correctly, should be 0.5. That should be your answer using your numbers. 11, take away s, plugging in the correct number that you have on your slide is 8.5. So there's how you can check yourself. I'm going to keep going. Now, you have some different problems. This one is very similar to your D. So if you want to solve C and E real quick, pause and do that. Let me check them. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and work my D. It's going to be very much like your D, but a couple of different numbers. But I want to show you how this works. The easiest thing to remember is that the division or the fraction bar is division, or it might be that once we put the 2 in there for the y, we just subtract the fraction. I hope that we can recognize that 2 over 4 if I divide each one by 2, is the same thing as 1/2. And if I take away a half from 7, I'm going to get 6.5. Now, if that's confusing to you, then you can think about, let's see, what's the best way to do that? Taking the 7, borrowing 1 from that. Okay, I'm going to turn 7 into 6 and 2 over 2, because then I'm going to subtract a half from that. Okay, 2 over 2 is the same thing as 1. So I borrowed from the 7, making it a 6, and turned that 1 into a fraction that I could subtract from. Now, yours is very similar. You are going to be creating the same fraction. You are just subtracting it from a different number. Okay, very doable. F. So we have B equals 9. Your B is 8. And so when I replace that, what I like to think about is that this means 9 divided by 2. Yours is going to come out even. Mine is not. 9 divided by 2. I know that's 4. And I get 1 left over, so I can write that as 4 1/2. Okay? Yours is just going to be a whole number by itself. These problems can also be found in a table format. So we have the same exact problems here. Okay, I'm checking yours and I'm checking mine. And what we do on this is, here is our expression that we're going to evaluate. We're going to do it twice. We're going to do it once for the 2 and once for the 5. So I'm going to write it with, instead of the A, I'm putting a 2. Thinking about PEMDAS, I know that I have to take care of the exponents first. 2 to the 3rd is 2 times 2 times 2, which is 8. I bring down the 3 times 8 plus 7. 3 times 8 is 24, plus 7 should be 31. Okay, that is my answer when I put 2 in for A on this expression. I'm going to use that same expression and come down to the second box, but this time I am going to put 5 in. Okay, let's go to green here. So 3 times 5 to the 3rd plus 7. We have to take care of the exponents first. That's the rule. 5 to the 3rd is 5 times 5 times 5. 5 times 5 is 25. 25 times 5 is 125. Now I have to multiply that times 3. So I'm just going to do that quick math right down here. 5 times 3 is 15. 3 times 2 is 6. Plus 1 is 7. 3 times 1 is 3. Have to add the 7 to get, I do believe that would be 382. Over here, you're going to do these, but you're going to use this expression. For example, 3 times 2 plus 2. Okay, I put the 2 in, this 2 in here for A. Okay, so you're going to use this down here, but instead of the 2, you're going to put a 5 in for A. Okay, now there's more practice in your packet. I want you to finish these and keep working. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, good luck.